You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
My father, Isaac Liverpool, and my mother, Edwelyn Bartholomew, used to sing many songs and sankeys so often that I learnt them all. A little more oil in the lamp, keep it burning. A little more oil in the lamp, I pray. A little more oil in the lamp, keep it burning. Keep it burning till the break of day. When he walked home from the garden with all his peas and his corn, under the stress and load of the day, oh, he would sing. And there was I, listening to him and hear him. I am a warrior out in the field, and I can sing, and I can shout, and I can tell it all about that Jesus died for me. When I get over yonder in that happy paradise, when I get over yonder in the field. And on a Sunday morning, we would walk to my aunt in Bethel. And when she would be making a pea soup, and she would be singing while the pea soup boiling. Oh, what sweet voices between my father and herself. While I yearned for the pea soup. And she sang, how sweet the name of Jesus sounds in a believer's ear. It soothes its sorrows, heals its wounds, and drives away his fear. It makes the wounded spirit whole and calm the troubled breast. This manna to the hungry soul and to the weary rest. And before he went to bed at night, and he said his prayer, he must sing. Even though he sang a very long prayer, he gave God thanks for the day in this manner. I must have the Savior with me, for I dare not walk alone. I must have his presence near me, and his arms around me own. Then my soul shall fear no ill. Let him lead me where he will. I will go without a murmur, and his footsteps follow still. Oh, he suffered from high blood pressure. And when the nausea took him, and the giddiness, he never gave up. He even gave God thanks for the illness, singing all the time. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a fortress of glory divine. Yeah, of salvation, purchased of love, born of the Spirit, washed in his blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. But my mother was a Catholic, and when he sang his Baptist hymns and sankeys, she would counter him with a Catholic hymn. As though she was trying to shut him up. But she sang with a beautiful and sweet voice. And she sang, "Oh, come to the throne of grace. Oh, come to the heart most pure. To Mary, your hope of life, in whom salvation is sure. Oh, Lady of Fatima, hail, Immaculate Mother of Grace. Oh, pray for us, help us today, the hope of the human race." And when somebody in the village died, or his good friends died, sometimes he didn't go to the funeral, but he stayed home and he sang. He was at the funeral in spirit. Shall we ever all meet again? Shall we ever all meet again? On that great judgment morning, when the book shall be opened and the name shall be called. Oh, how sad it will be when I take my departure and I turn away from heaven for not serving my Lord. And when he had no money, and he was depressed, or he won nothing in the sweepstake, and poverty stared him in his face, oh, he turned to his God, and he sang. Love lifted him. I was singing deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, very deeply staying within, thinking to rise no more, no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing cry. From the waters lifted me, now safe am I. Love lifted me, love lifted me, when nothing else can help. Love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me, oh, love lifted me, when nothing else can help. Love lifted me. And on a Sunday evening, all of us would come around the bed. Concert time. Rupert, Vaughn, Uriel, Jean, Cynthia. Concert time. And my mother would teach us. Soft as the voice of an angel, breathing a lesson unheard. Hope with a gentle persuasion whispers her comforting word. Wait till the darkness is over. Wait till the tempest is done. Hope for the sunshine tomorrow after the shower is gone. Whispering hope, oh how welcome thy voice, oh how welcome thy voice, making my heart in its sorrow rejoice. And before we went to bed, in the darkness of night, cool night, my mother would teach us, as if it was a prayer before we went to sleep. In the evening, by the moonlight, you could hear us darkies singing. In the evening, by the moonlight, you could hear the banjo ringing. How the old folks would enjoy it. They would sit all night and listen as we sang in the evening by the moonlight. In the evening, you could hear. In the evening, by the moonlight, yeah. How the old folks would enjoy it. They would sit all night and listen as we sang in the evening by the moonlight.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother. Cover my sister. Them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio station that blessing the nation, grant divine protection. Jesus, cover
words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude. Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, They may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, as soon as you get in, do your WZYE civic duty, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. And I don't know what happened there, but let me do that. And folks, this is how we start the thing.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life, and as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we do mean that. We originate, we don't imitate, we bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Take a listen to this.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our pledge to you, the people, that we bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Let me say a pleasant welcome to my pal, the young man himself, Uncle Tommy. Tommy, how are you going?
Good, thank you. And it's a pleasure being here with you on this 9/11. Look forward to a wonderful evening. And again, it's 9/11, which is a special day for me in more than one way. It's my son's birthday, and it is also a day that was very distressing in 2001.
You remember where you were when the plane hit the World Trade Center?
Yeah, I was at my business.
Or in Jersey?
Yep.
You know, on that same day, Tommy, I passed through that building in the morning. And, my wife actually worked in that building, but on that day, she was at another location.
Yep.
I actually passed through the building in the morning. And because the New York Stock Exchange was about maybe about a half mile from that World Trade Center at the time. And the interesting thing told me that
I also got the last train out of New York to Maplewood on that day.
Wow. From
Well,
77.
I don't know how would I get home, but on our way home on the train, we saw the building came down. On our way
From
home,
7. Mm-hmm.
we was looking out the window and we see the building collapse.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
From 77 to 80, I used to be in that building every workday morning because I took the PAPS training when I worked for the Fed.
Yeah. Take the part train to World Trade Center. Yeah, and Tommy boy, if you see why it does, boy, if you see it all quarter mile away, it's dust. Dust in your face. Remember who sing that song, David Rudder?
Yep.
Dust in your face. Plenty dust, boy. Plenty dust. Dust for so. But, hopefully we will never have to witness something like that. But Tommy, I do believe in anybody being assassinated. I don't believe in that.
No, definitely
Yeah.
taking a human life is something
Yeah.
that I don't endorse.
Yeah, I
But
don't believe that. Even if you disagree with a person politics, you don't have the right to make the decision to take their life. You don't have that right.
yep, I fully agree.
Because if you were saying, well, I'm seeing all kind of posts about it. He called this one this, he called this one that. That still don't give you the right to take that guy's life into your own hands and extinguish it. For things like that, Tommy, I believe. No, think about this, Tommy. Nah, you should still get a trial. You still deserve a trial, right?
That's why I'm of the opinion that blowing up that boat was a wrong move too.
To me, you actually going back there, right?
Yeah, because that lingers in my mind because I know the WMDs that Saddam Hussein had was sure and for sure and confirmed and all of this and all of that. And at the end of the day, he didn't have a doggone thing.
So Tommy, what are you saying? You are saying that you're going back down that road again. You are saying that the boat didn't have no drugs in it, right?
Well, we will find out if anything washes up.
But thing washing up already. Oh,
Or,
anything go wash up? They blow them to pieces.
and the bodies are washing up.
So if the bodies are washing up, then we know that they was on the boat. Then if the bodies are washing up, then we know they were on the boat. Then or the pirogue, whatever you want to call it.
You see, I look at things in a different light. 11 persons to make a drug deal. Come on. Something doesn't add up. Something doesn't seem right.
Tell me, what kind of examples could you send to those people? What kind of examples? What would you say? Is an example to send to them fellas, innit?
Listen, it was no rocket science to arrest all of them. It was no rocket science, and there was no imminent danger when it comes to disabling the vessel and taking each and every last one of them.
All right, okay, all right. I think I go leave it there because I think that you are a very compassionate person, and
been around long enough to know that everything isn't always what it seems to be. And
I don't disagree with that, you know, Tommy. I don't disagree with that at all.
and some things that are manifested to be truth could be half truth, could be a flat out lie. Time and again, I've seen it.
I don't disagree with that either, Tommy. I don't disagree with that. Right? But my thing is this, my thing is simple. It appears to me the way you believe we should handle these people is to be compassionate with them.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we may find out as time go along that there wasn't it wasn't what we were told. Just like many other things.
So like, all right, it wasn't 11, but it was 8.
No.
It wasn't 11, it was 5.
No. It's confirmed that there were 11 persons on the vessel.
Okay, so we get that out of the way, right? That was confirmed. So you want it to be confirmed now that it was crying drugs.
Yes.
But that just make a difference.
It doesn't have to be factual that they had contraband on the bloody boat.
No, but I'm asking a question. You have to get confirmation that they had drugs on the boat in order for you to say maybe they did the right thing. What for you, Tommy? For you, the right thing would have been to arrest them.
Because Iraq was totally decimated because they had WMDs.
Okay.
Which never occurred. What about Gaddafi? He was totally destroyed because we were being lied to. I can go on, and there's just so much.
What were we lied to about in this situation so far, Tommy? What were we lied about in this situation so far?
It could be a case of human trafficking, or should I say?
No. What were we lied to so far, based on the evidence?
There's no confirmation that they had illicit cargo. There's no.
So we haven't lied about that. You haven't lied about it because you can't confirm whether they did or they didn't. So that's not a lie.
I like what you said. You can't confirm if they did or they didn't.
So that's not a lie.
So if they didn't and they lose their lives.
What about if they did?
Even if they did, even if they did, there's a right way to deal with it, and I don't think it was dealt with in the right way. That's my humble opinion.
Okay, all right, I respect that. So first in the village was Dane Khan. Who was first? Tuesday, Tommy. I don't remember. Folks, remind us who was first Tuesday. I don't remember.
It wasn't Dane Khan.
Yeah, I gotta start taking notes. Dane said I could get used to this. Financial Guru, welcome.
Yeah, Professor Walsh, I wasn't going to really call in, but I listened to Uncle Tommy. Uncle Tommy, I understand what you're saying, but sir, I'm telling you this, and I have to reiterate it. I have to say it. I'm no fan of Donald Trump. I am no fan, none whatsoever, right? And Professor Walsh, you could bear me out in that. But the facts are this: that boat with 4 engines, 800 horsepower, with 11 men, was not probably running any contraband, Uncle Tommy. Why? Because that specific boat, you could go, you don't have to listen to Financial Guru, you gotta go and check. That boat has been running to Trinidad on several occasions. You're saying because they have 11 men. You could have 2, you could have 3, you could have 5. The fact is that boat was intercepted by the US, they have the NSA, they have the CIA. These guys have, you have the military assets. Uncle Tommy, they can't spot the particular boat where it's coming from is a known drug area. So the fact is, I understand people want definitive representation that that boat had drugs. And that's why the Colombian president is saying. But the fact is, the US, they just don't do things willy-nilly. And people I'm hearing people in Trinidad saying that the Venezuelans have been more, how should I say, regarding the pipeline of cocaine, the Venezuelan government has been on top of trying to interdict cocaine coming through the pipeline. And that cannot be true, because the fact is the Colombians were sending through the cartels in Mexico through the US western border. And when the US western border was closed off, what they started to do is they started to go through Trinidad. So the fact is, I agree, but here's what happened. The fact is, they tried to stop the boat. They tried to interdict the boat. You could go and you could check it, Uncle Tommy. 3 attempts were made in English, Spanish, and Portuguese to stop. And it went straight up to Trump, and he said to blow it up. Now, I don't agree. Yes, in a real world, we would want to stop it. And let me tell you something, because there are people in Trinidad talking this nonsense. Maduro's 2 nephews, his wife's nephews, are right now in a U.S. jail for narco trafficking. They have Venezuelan military assets. Just like what happened in Panama, we're doing the same thing. No, we will not agree with it. We should have it done and before and interdict them, and they do that. But have you noticed that this is the only boat where people were killed? Trump is doing this to send a deliberate message, just as how he did with the Iranians when he blew up the Iranian general. We could agree or disagree with it, but the fact is, I can't put my head on a block for the Trump administration. But what I'm saying is, these guys have been doing this for a long time. They have satellites, they have planes, they have AWACS, they can track it. And the fact that it didn't stop, they thought they were not going to do them anything, because they say it was in Trinidad waters, and they blew them up. So I am just saying humbly, I understand it is not against, some people will view it as a crime against humanity, but for too many years, drugs and guns have been coming through Trinidad and Tobago. There are billions of dollars, Uncle Tommy, and Professor Washington, and everyone that came through. The guns remain here in Trinidad and Tobago, and the cocaine goes up through the North American and European pipeline, and it has decimated Trinidad and Tobago. So this is why Trump is doing that. I don't agree fully with it, but it is what it is. Are they going to go and look to prove us cocaine? The Venezuelans would have to do that. Trinidad would have to give Venezuela permission, and you see they're doing the saber rattling already, right? But that is what I'm calling about, Uncle Tommy. I'm saying again, I'm going to leave you with this. Not because you don't have evidence, there's no evidence. Have a good night, Uncle Tommy. Have a good night, Professor Walsh. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. All right. Tommy boy, if we continue with the type of attitude with people who are responsible for millions of people dying and millions of people health, and we continue to talk about compassion, boy, Lord help us. You understand? Because I don't know how we could have compassion for them people who destroying the lives of millions and millions of people. It's not just small Trinidad and Tobago. It's not just the Caribbean. It's not just North America. It's not just Central America. It's not just South America. It's not just Asia. It's not just Africa. It's the whole world. The whole world, them fellas and them destroying. The whole world. And somebody had to take a stance for them fellas and them to think twice. You're not going to stop them. you are not going to stop them. But Tommy, people from the village where the boat came out admit, yes, there was 11 of them on the boat. They know who it was. The newspaper from Venezuela came out and said it. So how are we trying to say, well, boy, yes, we can say that. Well, boy, they was looking for weapons of mass destruction, right? So every time something happens, that is what we go bring up. Every time something happens, well, they lie to us about that. Of course, they could lie to you about something else. But where does it end? Where do we send examples to these people that, you know what? You are now taking your life into your own hands. And now what you are doing now, you are decimating your family as well.
A resolution to the problem has to be holistic. There's a demand and there's a supply. How do you treat with each aspect of the problem?
Holistic. I understand that. Holistic? What do you mean?
Something is being supplied because there's a demand for it.
Okay.
The demand has to be addressed in order to truly resolve the issue at hand.
So what is the holistic perspective?
You have to treat with curbing the demand for that product, because suppliers would be wasting their efforts if the demand wasn't there.
So you have to go and search out for the people who supplying the product.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying that the demand aspect has to be addressed also.
Yeah, well, the demand is in demand, right? How are you going to deal with the demand of the product? What is the solution to dealing with that?
Has to be addressed. The demand has to be curbed.
Yeah, but Tommy, I'm just asking. You saying that? How? Give me the solutions to doing that, or give me your solution.
Those who are using they have to be addressed. And the demand has to be curbed. Once the demand for the product is curbed, then you can't sell it. If you don't have a market, you cannot sell it.
Okay. All right. Okay. I mean, I don't know how you go. I don't know how you go curve demand for a product that's worldwide. I don't know how you go curve that demand. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, Dane Khan says, "Good morning, Professor Warshik and Uncle Tommy." Dane says, "It's good. It's good to be king." Dane says, "RIEP Charles James Cook." Right. Rest in eternal peace. Guess that's what it is. Monica Ramkasoon says, Dane LOL. Monica says, "Good morning, Professor Warshik and Uncle Tommy. Blessed day to you and all in the village. This is the day that the Lord has made. We must rejoice and be glad in it." No, correct is right. Uranus McFarlane says, blessed day to Professor Warshik and Uncle Tommy and Dana and Monica. May God continue to bless our country and our people. Yeah. You hear what the vice president of you warning the vice president Delcy Rodriguez issued to Trinidad and Guyana? You see it?
No, what's the warning?
Yeah, we get it. We get it. Uranus McFarlane said, he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the mighty. May God continue to watch over our blessed land, TNT. Correct is right. I say that psalm every morning, Uranus. Let us all do a little part to make our country good to the benefit of everyone. We stand under our PM Kamala to make a difference in the lives of our citizens. Yeah, correct is right. Uranus said, with love for each other, speaking truth and ignoring the lines and false narrative of the naysayers, we can make our country a better place. You know what? I just feel why that PNM people don't want nothing good for the country under any government other than our PNM government. Them feel the only people could do good for the country is our PNM government. And any other government, they have to try to slander that government by any means necessary. We will listen to the Minister of Education after we come back from the top of the hour. This is the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, right? All schools, Tommy, let me say 99.9% was ready for the opening of the school year. First time. Kevin George, welcome. Kevin George, good day to all in the village. Welcome to you, Kevin George. An encouragement to all villagers. Let's accept truth, display love, and practice integrity. It's okay to disgrace without being disagreeable. Disagree without being disagreeable. Love in the village. Here you winners. Correct is right. Mr. Intellectual, welcome. Blessed afternoon, Pro Uncle T and all villagers. Hope you all are having a tremendously blessed and productive day filled with all of God's goodness. Yeah, man. Yeah. Volsang says, good afternoon to the host, Walls and Uncle Tommy, and good evening in advance to those who will be in the chat later. Yeah, man. Trishorda, good night to you as well. Trishorda says, good night, Professor Warshik and Uncle Tommy, the program. All right, said the UNC should build a university in Point. PNM was there for so many years. Why did they not ask them to build one? Cool Runner says, good night, Wall Street, Tommy, and everyone. Chad Matty, Bettler, good night, Uncle Tommy and Professor Warshik, all on the live. Blessed in peace and love you all. Gail Rasman. Tommy, I get that right, boy. Gail Rasman. Rasman, yeah. Good evening, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and my Facebook family. Good evening to you, Gail. CV, welcome. Blessings to you, my brother. Is CV a male or a female? Wall Street, Uncle T, bless. CV, male or female?
Don't know. Sounds malish.
Azina, welcome. Blessed good night, Professor Worship, Uncle Tom, and everyone locked on the live. Lenora Cumberbatch, to everyone in the village, a happy evening, Professor Worship and Uncle Tommy. Good evening, blessed. Yeah, Monica, sing Chalky song, but we had to sing that song, yeah. Sing that song. Joan, good night to you, Joan. Gordon Drygen Joseph, good evening to everyone in the village. It's not right to live in and with pain when there's a God who loves you good, and is able to do anything. Tommy, you see, Tommy? You see, Tommy? I don't have to ask you or ask anybody. You see? You see how we just things just happening here in the village? Well, I don't know, right?
It's all good.
Huh?
It's all good.
Yeah, some people don't want to thank us, but I say, we ain't looking for no thanks. Monica Ramkisoon says, Jesus, cover we while we fix it. Cover the chat, cover Worship and Uncle Tommy, cover the whole of TNT. Jesus, alone who sits on the throne. Yeah, man. Correct is right. Terrence Taylor. Those that pleasure the devil shall know the merciless judgment of God and the ultimate reward of hell. Okay. Azina says, very inspiring. Bennett Thomas says, good evening, Professor Warshik and Uncle Tommy and all on the chat just joined. Caribbean Soul said, good night, WZYE TV and listeners. Azina says, very inspiring words. That's what we try to do. We try to inspire people for a better tomorrow. Pleasant good night, Professor Warshik. Virginia says, pleasant good night, Professor Warshik and Uncle Tommy. Caribbean Soul just come and he gone at Dana already. Dana did it again for a short time. Angela Ocean said, my money on Soul to take the crown. Take what crown? He ain't taking no crown. What crown you gonna take? Caribbean Soul, leave the man alone, eh? Then once you come back again with that church thing, leave him alone. Leave him. Leave him alone. Robin from BVI, boy. Robin and Jean. Good evening, TNT. Uncle Tom and Professor Walsh. Locked on from BVI. BVI in the house, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Virgin Islands, boy. Radha. Good night, Walsh and Tommy. Blessings for a great show. Good night to all on the live. Monica said, when that happened, I was watching CNN News. I thought I was watching a Bruce Willis movie, Die Hard. Oh, boy. I think it's easy. Bennett says, Professor, I was in the city on that unfortunate day, saw it unfold live. Yeah, boy. Die 9/11, you know. Think it easy, boy. Gordon Maloney say, but a boat with 11, we are told get bombed, and we are told he said yes to that, but hear him now. All right. So he reverted to his original self. Monica Ramkusun said, Bennett, that was sad. My cousin died here. Yeah, boy. A lot of people lose their life. Batman, good evening. Good evening, Professor, and Uncle Tommy, and all the villagers. Monica said, friends on the live, let's ignore Gordon tonight. Hey, Tommy, look, Batman, I agree with you, you know. He said, I agree with Tommy on this one. He did agree with you before, so I ain't getting all right. I ain't totally no feelings. CV say, I understand what UNC is trying to get at. Tommy, you have a next supporter. Tommy, you on the ball. Great thinking, sir. Gordon Dryden Joseph, support you. That type of boat is more aligned with Colombian drug boat. Irina says, Wall Street, with all due respect, I think your views on the two incidents are contradictory. Which two? The one, the boat one, and which other one?
The conversation first started based on the execution of the conservative.
Yeah. But he wasn't doing things to physically affect people's life, right? You had a choice. Yeah? You had a choice. All right, I want to come back to that. I will come back to that. Let me start that. I will come back to that, Uranus. You'll come back to that, Tony.
You see, at the end of the day, it's being judge, jury, and executioner. And in either case, it's the same thing: judge, jury, executioner.
Okay. From Tuesday to Thursday, he don't remember what his mother-in-law said. Okay. But they, the U.S., had all of that when they went after Saddam. Caribbean Soul said, Gordon, are you 100% sure the boat had nothing? The boat had or nothing had drugs. We don't know, so it doesn't consider as a lie. Folks, we're going to take that quick break. We'll be right back. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, as you join us, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Don't forget to share the live. Please share the live. Thank you.
We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life, and as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
Of course, we are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, as you join us, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 3609-6509. And don't forget to share the live. Please share the live.
Yeah. So I don't know how I am contradicting with one. Where's that? A person decide to take an individual life because of his politics. And the United States of America decide to take out a boat because of drugs. And because I support one and don't support the other. How is that contradictory, Tommy?
I don't think it's contradictory. I think you just have your feelings about each situation.
No. But I think he's saying that I should think the same way about both situations.
Well,
if I think that it's okay to take out the boat, then I should think it's okay to take out Charles Kirk.
Well, I guess he's saying that you should be compassionate about each situation.
Well, I'm compassionate about the killing, the assassinating the guy. Did the US assassinate them guys that are carrying drugs?
They did, in my humble opinion, they didn't prove that they were carrying drugs. They blew them up and gave us the.
Tommy, sometimes when you're in a hole, you have to stop digging.
You see, I know what I'm thinking, and anyway, I know exactly what I'm thinking.
Go ahead.
I know exactly what I'm thinking. I'm no fan of the power that, or those who are wielding the power, because I know that they could be very dishonest or disingenuous, because there are just so many things that occurred in the U.S. and keeps occurring in the U.S. that we are being given one story when it's a completely different scenario.
Okay. Troy Smith says, Gordon, tell Freckleface come to bring back the public service money. CJ says, good evening, Professor Waltridge, Uncle Tom, and everyone on the live. Judy Ali, welcome. Locked on. Miss Santa Cruz, welcome. Miss Santa Cruz says, good night to my friends in the village chat. Batman agree with you, Tommy. You have to stop the demand for it. How are you going to do that? How are you doing that?
There's a way to resolve every issue.
Yeah. Gordon Dryden said, I don't know if it had drugs. I don't know if it was real, yes. I don't know for sure. What I know is even a killer should have his day in court. Anand Tilak Singh, good night, fellas. I'm in the village. Good night to you. Batman says, stop the demand. I want people to give me solution how to stop them. PNM Red Fox said the government has used propaganda which involves spreading information, often one-sided or misleading, to influence public opinion and justify action, including military intervention. PNM Red Fox said during World War II, the U.S. Office of the War Information, OWI, produced massive amounts of propaganda to bolster support for the war and undermine the morale of enemy forces. So Tommy, you see, Tommy? PNM Red Fox is telling us indirectly that a lot of the things the PNM is doing is propaganda. That's what he's saying, you know, indirectly. Yes. When you listen to the PNM, it's propaganda. Yeah. And I actually did an editorial on Penny Week Beckers regarding that. Did I play that, Tommy?
No, you didn't play it yet.
Wow, I didn't play.
Yeah, but I listened to it.
Right. Anna, I see Simon the Nosebreaker pelting stones, girl. Why you didn't talk about that Duns, Pastor Google? I'm reading it as it says. Yeah, boy. Simon the Nosebreaker pelting thing at Miss Santa Cruz, Tommy, boy. Yeah. You know, Tommy, why do people call it PNM wicked and evil, boy? Why?
Because they have shown us their hand over the last 9.5 years.
Okay. I say no more. Tommy, when you get in this month, I agree with you, but sorry for your partner. Sorry for you. Gordon Dry Jones said, yes, Tommy, you're thinking like me on this one.
Right out of the box with the I'm trying to remember the incident that had us wake up.
Weapons of mass destruction?
No, when it comes to the PNM and how they treat with the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We woke up with the pandemic and we started taking a closer look at everything. And
there's been a lot of situations where the PNM fool people. You understand? There's been a lot of situations. Monica Ramkissoon said there can never be a holistic approach to suppliers of drugs. The cartels have to be held accountable. Monica, I agree with you. I don't know how there could be a holistic approach. Yeah?
It has to be on both fronts. The cartels have to be held accountable. Those who are using have to be held accountable.
COP, hold on. Go ahead, Tommy.
Those who are facilitating the cartels have to be held accountable. Those who are supplying the users have to be held accountable.
Professor Wall Street, good night to you, brother. Good night to you, Uncle Tommy.
Good night, COP.
And good night to the listeners of WAS. Our country then bound to be pestered with drugs and guns and violence, some of the most heinous violence and the most powerful guns in this country. We're not supposed to be in that position. If the PNM, they take action from since 1956 and then make this country the main place for drugs to pass through our country, because what type of government will be in power and allow that to grow for over 50 years? Why it is a government that we had in this country will allow our borders to be open, that anything could come in, people could pass drugs in this country? When you watch most of all over the world and you're watching and you see the doing drug bust, containers coming from Trinidad, containers coming into Trinidad to go somewhere else. And we see that now that we have our administration standing up and saying, all right, we supporting any country coming to help us eradicate that problem we have. Why it is we must have problem with that? Only the person who have problem with that is only the people who allow it to grow and to get out of hand and contented. And they contented with that. But why it is a country like this, a small country, 1.1 million people and 400,000 immigrants, why we must allow that in a country like this? A citizen of this country, now is the time for we to turn we back on the PNM, side, only trying to bad talk we country. And I always say, the fourth estate we have in this country really making a conflict amongst our Prime Minister and Venezuela.
Correct.
They may creating a conflict
Correct.
by creating bogus news,
Editorial.
alleged news.
COP, you're so correct. 2 editorial COP. And I had to do an editorial on the Express editorial and on the Guardian editorial. How come all in a sudden, boy, they are like Pontius Pilate, boy, they want to give the new Prime Minister, give her advice. Why didn't you want to give the PNM them advice? Why not?
Why didn't ask them how come Delcy end up in Trinidad and Tobago when there was sanction? Correct. Why didn't ask those questions? And they're doing news. They're doing the fourth estate doing a kind of news. They're giving we that for 15, 20 minutes. Feeding propaganda and alleged news into the general public ears. That is what they're doing. Yep. But why the media of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago will want to create a conflict amongst Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, and want Venezuela to attack us? Why? Why they'll be creating that? Because the Prime Minister said too much of wastage, tax money, taxpayers paying too much of millions of dollars into this fourth estate, this bogus fourth estate that we classify as media in Trinidad and Tobago, because that stopper. Because they're only doing alleged news. Alleged news is not facts. You
think it easy?
And I can't understand that. Gary Aboot. Gary Aboot. Why you only want Trinidadians to just say all kind of thing about you? You don't find the PNM and PNM getting enough licks? You still want licks? It's sad to see. It's sad to see what we accepting as citizens of this country, especially coming from citizens of this country. They allow things to get out of hand. Professor Wall Street and citizens of this country, why you all would not want help from one of the largest countries in the world to help us stop that problem? And only had a concern when all say a container, chicken, and drugs come in Trinidad. It only had a problem for that. Why only they want to stop it now? It only had a problem when they say a container, condensed milk come with cocaine in it. Why only they want to stop it now? Why? When your party in power, you don't have a problem. And when your party not in power, you're making couture and confusion. That's what we see. and all Professor Wall Street. You see all the people and them that I'm not saying fired, getting arrest right now. Yeah. You see when all the workers, you see when all the permanent workers was being fired in this country under the PNM, the TSPT workers, the Petrotrin workers, you know what all they was calling the radio station saying? They're working for too much money. Fire them. Fire them. You know what we was calling the radio station saying? One day all the time go reach you. One day all the time will reach you. When you turn your back on your brother and sister in time of need, it will come on you. But what good about this? This government not saying we fire all you. This government saying we restructure and it weeding out the corruption. And that, you're supposed to applaud them for that. Because restructuring is not firing. Today, tomorrow, you have your work again. But the people who had permanent work in this country, you support the PNM government in firing them. And today, they're dying out, they even get the benefits. They never even get the benefits under the PNM. And you all support that. Look at them, you now know your child going to university. Eh? You now know your child going to university. You didn't know them other parents and them children was going to school too? Professor Walsh and Uncle Tommy, have a nice night.
You too, COP.
Tommy, I want to go out here and come back because I wanted to play. I'm going out quickly and come back in, right? I'm going out and come back because I wanted to play.
Yeah. You tuned into WZYE. We're in the village with Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. This is our Thursday night show. As you join us, share the live. Please share the live. And we can be reached at.
Come back because I had something I wanted to play and somehow the screens let me see where I put that is that here? No, it's not there. Hold on. It's here. No, it's not that one. What's going on here, man? All of a sudden,
Yeah, please share the live. Share the live. We can be reached at 973-868-1444.
Yeah. Sometimes, Tommy, this thing does do all kind of tricks on me. It's gone again. All right. Cause there is. Let me see if I put it in here. No, it's not in there. Why is that? All right. Okay. All right. So, folks, I want you all to take a listen to this. I have this other thing I wanted to put up there, but somehow it's not
loading.
Yeah. Well, so I want you all to take a listen to this.
Gary Aboud's Dotishology, When Activism Becomes Absurdism, an editorial by Professor Wall Street.
In the theater of national discourse, few performances have been as spectacularly misguided as Gary Aboud's recent declaration that Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessel should face the International Criminal Court, ICC, for war crimes against humanity. The president of Fishermen and Friends of the Sea has not merely crossed the line, he has pole vaulted over the boundaries of reason, credibility, and basic understanding of international law. Aboud's wild accusation, stemming from a U.S. military operation in Caribbean waters, represents more than poor judgment. It is a masterclass in what can only be described as dotishology, the systematic study and practice of profound foolishness elevated to an academic discipline.
No, Tommy, let me ask a question, right? Why would Gary Aboud go down that road? Why?
We would have to call him in and find out from him what's on his mind. Why is he taking that approach.
Well, don't you think he needs to apologize to the Prime Minister for that?
Definitely,
Because you know, go ahead.
Yeah, because he cannot be jumping to conclusions like he's a kangaroo.
And to me, the people who have been charged with war crimes, right? I mean, I don't know, boy. I just feel sometimes, you know, I was very disappointed that Gary will even go down that road. It seems like Gary been going down the road now since the PNM lost the election. You understand?
Yep.
Since the PNM lost, eh?
He's in the propagandist movement also.
Correct is right. Correct is right. Let's continue to listen.
I can't get hard, not even with the blue pills.
What is this? Why does this thing show up here, man?
Crimes are among the most serious charges in international law, reserved for those who orchestrate genocide, systematic torture, mass killings, and crimes against humanity. These are accusations that carry the weight of history's darkest chapters. For Aboud to casually invoke such language against a democratically elected prime minister, placing her name alongside the likes of Vladimir Putin, Omar al-Bashir, and Charles Taylor, is not just irresponsible. It is an obscene trivialization of genuine human suffering. Here are 10 reasons why Aboud's statement is the anatomy of absurdity and its sheer magnitude of disconnect from reality. 1. Jurisdictional illiteracy. The incident was a U.S. military action, not a directive from Trinidad and Tobago's government. The ICC cannot prosecute leaders for actions taken by other sovereign states, a basic principle Aboud appears to have missed entirely. 2. Command responsibility fantasy. Unlike actual war criminals who ordered atrocities, PM Prasad Bisesa neither commanded nor authorized any military action. She possessed zero operational control over U.S. forces. 3. Atrocity inflation. War crimes involve systematic massacres, genocide, ethnic cleansing, and deliberate targeting of civilians. Aboud's conflation of a maritime incident with crimes against humanity reveals either stunning ignorance or willful distortion. 4. Obscene historical comparisons. To mention Kamla Prasad Bisesa in the same breath as leaders responsible for mass murder, rape camps, and child soldiers is not just wrong, it is morally reprehensible. 5. Trivializing real suffering. Every casual war crimes accusation cheapens the agony of millions who endured genuine atrocities in Rwanda, Bosnia, Darfur, and Ukraine. Aboud's recklessness dishonors their memory. 6. Political theater, masquerading as advocacy. This statement reeks of partisan malice rather than genuine concern for fishermen's welfare. Aboud sounds less like a maritime advocate and more like an opposition attack dog. 7. Legal illiteracy on display. The ICC indicts heads of state who are directly responsible for systematic atrocities. Aboud's fundamental misunderstanding of international law is embarrassing for someone in his position. 8. Poisoning public discourse. Rather than fostering constructive dialogue about maritime safety and fishermen's rights, Aboud has contaminated the conversation with inflammatory nonsense. 9. Leadership malpractice. As president of a national NGO, Aboud has the responsibility to be factual, measured, and constructive. Instead, he has brought shame upon his organization and the fishermen he claims to represent. 10. Doctoral level dotishness. This entire episode represents advanced dotishology, foolishness so profound it transcends mere mistake and enters the realm of spectacular intellectual collapse. The real war crime against common sense. The International Criminal Court exists to prosecute genuine monsters, leaders like Slobodan Milosevic, who orchestrated ethnic cleansing, Omar al-Bashir, who presided over genocide in Darfur, and Vladimir Putin, whose forces have systematically targeted civilians in Ukraine. These are individuals whose actions resulted in mass graves, refugee crises, and generational trauma. To place a democratically elected prime minister responding to an international incident outside her jurisdiction in such company is not merely factually wrong, it is morally bankrupt. It trivializes the suffering of actual war crimes victims and demonstrates a breathtaking ignorance of both history and law. The dangerous precedent of reckless rhetoric. Aboud's statement represents something more sinister than simple ignorance. It exemplifies the dangerous degradation of political discourse, where hyperbole replaces argument, where accusation substitutes for evidence, and where the gravest charges in international law become tools for petty political point scoring. When legitimate maritime concerns exist, and they do, the solution is not to hurl baseless international criminal accusations. It is to engage in substantive policy discussions, to propose concrete solutions, and to work constructively with government agencies.
Donald Trump calls Jack Chitterelli 100% MAGA.
I support the president.
No audio, Wall Street, no audio.
Yeah, sorry about that, but YouTube puts commercials in between those. I guess it's good enough, so it get commercials.
An opportunity to be a serious voice for fishermen's rights. Instead, he chose to be a carnival barker hawking inflammatory nonsense. His behavior sets a toxic precedent. If war crimes accusations can be casually lobbed at democratic leaders over incidents they did not control, then the term loses all meaning. We risk creating an environment where the most serious charges in international law become as common and as meaningless as everyday political insults. The ultimate test of credibility. This episode will serve as the ultimate test of Gary Aboud's credibility and that of any organization or individual who chooses to associate with such reckless rhetoric. Serious advocates for fishermen's welfare will distance themselves from this absurdity. Responsible civil society leaders will recognize it for what it is: political theater of the worst kind. The real tragedy is not just Aboud's spectacular failure of judgment, but the damage it inflicts on legitimate advocacy efforts. Every fisherman who genuinely needs better safety protocols, improved infrastructure, or fairer policies has been poorly served by a leader who chose sensationalism over substance, inflammatory accusations over intelligent analysis. In conclusion, when dotichology meets democracy, Gary Aboud has earned his place in the annals of political absurdity. His war crimes accusation against Prime Minister Persaud Bissessa will be remembered not as a moment of moral courage, but as a textbook example of how not to conduct public advocacy. He has transformed what should have been a serious organization into a laughingstock, and in doing so, has committed the real crime here, not against humanity, but against the very fishermen whose interests he was elected to protect. In a functioning democracy, citizens have the right to criticize their leaders. They have the right to disagree with policies, to demand accountability, and to advocate for change. What they do not have is the right to falsely accuse democratically elected officials of the most serious crimes known to international law without evidence, jurisdiction, or basic understanding of what those crimes actually entail. If Aboud possessed even a fraction of the moral authority he claims, he would issue a public apology, not just to the Prime Minister, but to war crimes victims worldwide whose suffering he has trivialized. He would refocus his organization on the legitimate maritime issues that actually affect fishermen's lives. He would choose substance over spectacle, facts over fiction, advocacy over accusation. But based on his recent performance, such rational behavior seems about as likely as the ICC actually entertaining his delusional petition. Gary Aboud has shown us what happens when activism abandons reason, when advocacy embraces absurdism, and when the serious business of democratic discourse is hijacked by those who have confused attention with achievement. The fishermen of Trinidad and Tobago deserve better leadership. Democracy deserves more serious discourse. And the victims of actual war crimes deserve more respect than having their suffering cheapened by someone who apparently earned his PhD in dotishology with a dissertation in political delusion. The only crime committed here has been against common sense, and for that, Gary Aboud stands guilty as charged. If he genuinely cares about fishermen, let him focus on safety, infrastructure, and fair policies. But if he continues down this path of baseless, politically tainted fear-mongering, he risks turning fishermen and friends of the sea into fishermen and friends of foolishness.
So there you have it, folks. My editorial for you of Gary Aboud. And when I heard that statement from me, I couldn't believe it. I think he wanted to sensationalize what he was trying to accomplish, and maybe he did accomplish that, Tommy. I don't know.
Well,
What?
for the next 5 years, you're going to be dealing with a lot of deployed propagandists in every nook and every cranny. So we have to get used to it.
Let me take this call. Alistair, welcome.
Yeah, good night, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good, yeah, very good program.
Thank you.
But before I make my contribution, I don't know how you missed it, but COP made a sterling contribution in this.
Yeah.
I believe he deserves a round of applause.
All right, let me get COP a round of applause. Yeah, I mean, we have no problem. We like when people, our listeners, decide to give people a round of applause. COP, take this. COP, take a round of applause. Go ahead, Alistair.
Yeah, so I sent Sparrow's Calypso to you there. School days were happy days.
Correct.
I was trying to find Swamp Dog. God bless America.
Okay.
I didn't get it time. So I'll make my contribution now.
Yeah.
Now, Gary Aboud had some chips on his shoulders. Before the election, Philip Alexander came in late in the coalition of interest. And he made it clear that Kamala ain't going to win no election because I think he and Philip Alexander had the tit for tat. Right?
Yeah.
So he has a chip on his shoulder. And he makes no sense. Right? All what he's talking there is a set of rubbish. And I noticed a lot of them coming out of the hole and talking the bits and pieces. Email Elias, a really good friend.
Correct.
The value the dollar to $9. But you know who will suffer?
Yeah.
the poor and the working class, because he will still prosper, because he will bring in his goods, and the price will go up and people have to buy. So I don't take on these people on them. But I'm yet to hear the PNM people on their stance with Maduro and America. Up to now, they haven't said if they're for or against. None of the CARICOM leaders. Isn't that funny, Uncle Tommy and Professor Washington? CARICOM, a member state like Guyana, who is also a member of CARICOM, they have said nothing in the defense of Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana. And what makes matters worse, our mainstream media or the fourth estate, whatever you want to call them, they are not siding with our Prime Minister. Imagine Guardian media running some interviews with the Colombian president and chastising our Prime Minister. That's not patriotic, is it?
No, not.
No, it's not patriotic.
No, of course it's not.
And a lot of people against America, the same people who against America for what's going on in Venezuela, are the same people who always in America for holidays and their family live there. Yeah. I am certain that most of them will not go Venezuela. They won't go there for forex because they're not going to Venezuela anyway. And we have over 100 and something thousand Venezuelans in Trinidad. Because why? Whatever agreement Stuart Young and Rowley agreed with Maduro on, our borders are left open.
Right.
For years, not just today. And whatever happening now didn't happen after April 28th. It's happening for almost 10 years. So I don't pay them no attention, but what I can tell is the propagandists and they will be coming out fast and furious.
Correct. Yep.
Right, Uncle Tommy? So have a good night, you and Professor Wall Street.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You too. You enjoy your night too.
Thank you very much. Curtis John says, they're grasping at straws. They realize that the gig is up for the first time. There's a leader willing to seriously fight the scourge of drug trade. One will think that stakeholders will be behind her. Nope. She messing with certain people. Mickey the Ghost Rider. The backward words, we don't want them in here, okay? The backward obscene language, we don't want it in here, okay? We don't want that in here. Mr. Intellectual, welcome.
Blessed evening, Pro Uncle T and everybody on the chat.
Good evening.
Uncle T.
Yes, sir.
I want to express my admiration for your stance. This is what we would consider critical thinking and how to say it, holding fast to your principles. When you look at the history and all those kind of things that America did in the past, it's very difficult to keep trusting. But sometimes we can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? But sometimes the water, the dirty water, we have to get rid of it. No matter how hard we try. So if we make sure and clean the baby properly, we could take the baby out and just throw the water. If you catch what I mean.
Yep.
Now, Pro, you know, I ain't hear nobody talk about this school of how you call it? Dotishology?
Dotishology.
Yeah, the school at Dotishology.
Yeah.
I see they had classes last night.
Hmm.
Yeah.
A man come out and admit, right, how they was wrong and how they did the population wrong. And you know these people,
Columbus?
yeah.
Yep.
Imagine
And
that.
you know these people, and you know these people and them sit down there
I take that.
and them clap.
Yeah, they take it on. They take it. They take that.
When he come and talk once at that, how did us call it? And you know them take that.
Googly guck. Yeah.
Now, if these people and them really serious about this country, they would have put them in the place.
Yep.
You understand?
Correct.
But I do not be. And you know, on top of that, they blaming this government, this present government that came in on the 28th of April for everything that they did wrong.
Yep.
Every single thing that they did wrong. They and when they blame them coming back and telling them, you know, we're sorry, we didn't take care of it, you know. We couldn't do it. But you expect them to do it. Right? Yeah, it was painstaking to sit down and listen to these characters. And I just wanted to hear for myself. Right? I didn't listen to them last night. You know, during the day, I take a little time out. And I say, well, I hear people commenting. And I say, listen, I just take a listen, boy. But it was difficult, proof. It was very, very difficult to listen to that kind of garbage spilling out of these people and them out. And the sad thing about it is, my brothers and sisters and them sit down there and they clapping.
Taking it. They're taking it, but they like it so, you know. They like it so.
Anyhow,
Yep.
let me just say a blessed evening,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
man. Thanks a lot.
Same to you.
Uncle T, keep it up.
Yes, sir.
Don't let nobody break your spirit. You're a free thinker. This is what democracy is about.
Correct.
And we all could have different opinions, but we tread into the same goal.
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
We can agree to disagree at times.
Right. And the most important thing is that we understand that reaching that goal, it could only be done by us having a clear understanding who we are, what we are about, and where we're heading. Have a blessed evening, gentlemen.
Thank you, man.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Intellect. You know, Tommy, let me read what's on the screen here for you, all. I'm going to go into my phone to read it. You know, boy. Boy, we are so gullible, boy. And I want to say we, people that look like you and I, Tommy. Input, stupid mistake, lack of democracy cause PNM. We have parallels like that in the PNM. The parallel I'm drawing is the absence of democratic decision making. The absence of democratic decision making. You know who we talking about, right, Tommy?
Absolutely.
Okay. You see, if you properly analyze why we lost that election, we made stupid mistakes. Imbot said the PNM made stupid mistakes in each of the recent general elections it lost in 1995, 2010, and 2025. We did not connect with the people and make the decision based on consensus coming from our base and coming from the general population. Imbot quoted Harris saying, there wasn't a choice that should have been left on individuals' ego, on individuals' ambition. It should have been more a personal decision. When polls indicate I was getting more popular, the people around him, Biden, didn't like it. None of them grasped that if I did well, they did well. They just didn't get it. Imber declared, and that is one of the problems we PNM faced in the last election, just like this. Tommy,
Mm,
you
yep.
see how them fellas Imber confirm how wicked and evil the PNM is. He confirmed it.
Yep.
He confirmed it. And when we were saying the wicked and evilness of the PNM, people were like, oh, you gonna say that? You hate this one and you hate that one. We don't no hate in we heart. We don't have no hate in we heart. Yeah?
Right. We call it what it is.
We call it for what it is. That's it.
Just truth to power.
Truth to power. That's what it is. Right? But I want you all to listen to this. This is Delcy Rodriguez. Listen to her. I'll go play the editorial just.
Venezuelan VP issues warning to TNT. Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez this morning issued a warning to Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, and the U.S. Department of War, saying to the country, do not dare, and to take it easy. Speaking this morning from Sucre State, the region from which an alleged drug trafficking vessel struck down by the U.S. last week is believed to have originated, Rodriguez referred to Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana's governments as vassal governments of the United States.
Hear that? You hear?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm only think them care. Them ain't care, you know. Them don't care, Tommy. Tommy, we sending back 200 illegal Venezuelans, right?
Yep.
Watch how the PNM go make that into a race issue. Watch it. Watch it. Mark my word, friends. The PNM go make that into a race issue.
They could race to the polls and take some licks.
Yeah. That is a race issue. Yeah. That will be a race issue for them. Now, we always talk about this, right?
That the PNM has found itself in, as the gentleman would have said rightly. Dr. Eric Williams, many years ago, said that every single member of the PNM is a propagandist of the PNM. And one of the first things I will do as your new chairman is to ensure that the propagandists of the PNM must be deployed on every nook and every cranny of this country. And we will chase them away on social media, and that the gospel of the PNM must be known to every single citizen of this country.
Watch this, folks. Watch this. You all think they're easy? Watch this one. Look. This is a story you put out with respect to Kevin Ramnarayan. Right? And they put it up good enough to me. And Kevin Ramnarayan had to come out and say this is fake. So here it is. News there. This is not the real news there, but fake news. Investment Platform 2025. Kevin Ramnarayan's new project has already made more than 10,000 Trinidadians happy. The platform promises a guaranteed income of 80,000 TTD per week with minimum investment. Is this really true? He had to come out and say, this is fake news. Imagine. Don't forget, folks.
That the PNM has found itself in, as the gentleman would have said rightly. Dr. Eric Williams, many years ago, said that every single member of the PNM is a propagandist of the PNM. And one of the first things I will do as your new chairman is to ensure that the propagandists of the PNM must be deployed on every nook and every cranny of this country. And we will chase them away on social media, and that the gospel of the PNM must be known to every single citizen of this country.
Remember to take the gospel of the PNM and to spread it in your homes, your villages, in your offices, and throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, that you think it easy? You all think this thing is joke? This thing serious, you know?
Yep.
To me, this thing is very serious, you know. It's very, very serious, you know.
And the formula worked for them before, but this time it's different because the fourth estate has been revealed and being opposed by social media.
Correct. Let me take this call. Mr. Florida, welcome. Mr. Florida.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Hansen. Good evening, Mr. Tommy. Good evening to all the callers, all the Texas. Everybody on the live. Happy to see everybody here on this Thursday, through God grace. Yeah, Mr. Hansen, so anytime Venezuela has to do business with Trinidad is in the night. So always remember that. So the boat of them will come out in the night. They'll see them coming in the night, they fly in. So it's only night that they do business.
Only night.
Yeah, only in the night. They have nothing to hide, so they will come out in the night. You know what I mean? If you have nothing to hide, you come out in the night. But I like I hear where they say PNM say they have to be more transparent to the nice. So tomorrow now, when they hold the press conference, I want the media to ask them how much money did we pay Venezuela when we signed the deal?
Yeah. How much?
So that's the question I would ask them. Yeah, they want to be more transparent. So I want to know. So these are the questions that I ask, because if they want to be more transparent and be more democratic.
You're breaking up, Mr. Florida. You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, why only certain people have a problem with America trying to stop this war on crime? Is they have something to hide too? Like they just come out in the night too? Or?
I know.
They had a united. Where poor Miss the Honorable Prime Minister could do? She does have she views. But if you want to make a statement and say they're doing act of murder and all that, it's at the United Nations fly out. Yeah. Go and set the case and go against America.
Correct.
It's not Trinidad who did it, it's America who did it. And it doesn't matter if they're right or they're wrong or if they're hiding, whatever. If you don't like it, they have steps to take with the International Criminal Court. Go to them. Yeah. This is not we call. We don't control the military. I don't be the Pentagon. And you know, it's the funny thing I just like with people too, Mr. Ansem and Mr. Tommy and everyone. Anything America do, it's wrong. If they do this, it's wrong. But when Russia going into Ukraine, you know what they say? Was because they wanted to join NATO. They find a problem with Russia going into Ukraine is because Ukraine wanted to join NATO. So you see the cycle? And they like to speak about Abraham Tory. You hear what you say about the fight on drugs too? You say all the come, you will deal with all the. So I hope if when drugs are coming in there and Abraham Tory deal with them, the same way how America dealing with it, I hope people have mouth to talk.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Anson.
So Judy Ali says, so Wall Street, don't you think the people should listen to Imbut now and see the truth about these people? But no, they just want to still follow them. Yeah, they still want to follow them. You understand? Darren says, well, the Prime Minister told the Venezuelan, if they broke the law, they'll be deported. Simple. Let me play a few voice notes before we go for the break. Don't you have any voice notes?
Let me check.
Yeah.
Good night again, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, and to everybody out there. Imbut said that they had lost touch with their base. That's why they lost the election. No, sir. Reality check is if you will listen to the rest of the country instead of your base, you might not have lost the election. Right? But you will not listen to anybody. You laughed in our faces when you raised the gas prices 6 times. Or you threatened people with property tax to throw them in jail. And how much money they're going to charge them. And all the rhetoric that you all were getting on with. You all demanded that people take that vaccine. But you were only listening to your base. who were deaf, dumb, and blind to all the things that you all were doing. Corruption, nepotism, cronyism, making you rich richer, no transparency, no accountability. You all butchered the procurement bill, and they saw nothing wrong in that. It was from one thing to the next, right? Faris sat down there with his witness tampering, alleged witness tampering. You did nothing but just shifted him. Well, not you, but your leader did nothing but just shifted him into local government ministry. Camille with the handbag money, and Foster coming with the alleged venture credit union money. But you didn't listen to other people. You were only listening to your base, because they saw nothing wrong in what you all were doing. So you all were comfortable. And the next one I want to tell is the Nobrica. You have no moral authority and you have no shame to talk about racist rules. When your chairman, the chairman of your party, was spewing racist comments just recently with Bangladesh and Delhi. You had Hilton Sandy talking about Calcutta ship. You had Hines talking about Murky Lagoon, the alligators, same alligators in the Murky Lagoon, and other derogatory statements. And of course, you had your loving activist who just recently took out a picture with Penny, instructing people how to conduct a home invasion, jump the wall, kick down the door and deal with them, and other derogatory statements about Indian people and what they had in the head, sapot on the foot, wearing sari all in tongue. I am older than her, and I never see that. I've never seen that. But she saw that. She saw that. And all the other nasty derogatory statements that we heard her making on Iowa Station, Rel TV Station, and other places. So when you see you want to point fingers, they're not brigger. Make sure you have proof of what you're saying. And look at the tree that pointing back at you. You all are shame and a disgrace. That is why you all are in opposition. And when the argument is lost, you all pull out the race card, because that is what PNM is famous for, race. Eric William and his recalcitrant minority. You hear? Or they keep it up and see if all they disintegrate. Thanks a lot, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy.
Thank you.
Hey.
Mickey the Ghost Rider. Mickey the Ghost Rider. Can you please clean up your language? This is the second time I'm telling you, clean up your language, okay? Clean up.
Some news.
Huh? Go ahead.
I have some news.
Yeah. Clean up your language, okay? Where Tommy?
Hey, Uncle Tommy, I'm not too long sent a voice note to Professor Wall Street, but I'm not too sure if it went over.
I go play it. It's Rudvin. I go play it.
His phone was given a little trouble at the time. So I'm going to send the voice note to you. Just for confirmation, right? So I'll send it to you.
Yeah, Tommy, I go play it. I think that's Rudvin. I go play it.
Pleasant good night, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy. You know, I don't know what is this big deal about this boat. Let me tell you all something what really went on. Listeners, only listen. This boat was spotted about through American intelligence about 2 to 3 months before, somewhere there. It was spotted 65 miles, and through intelligence revealed it was heading to Trinidad. Right? A boat with drug traffickers, drug dealers. It was identified, the drugs was identified by US intelligence, right? For people who don't know that information. And in time past, so many drugs have been coming in, as we know, right? Through our open borders, over the years, right? Without any coastal marine. Now, if this boat was blown up, I don't know why people making this big issue and fuss, you know. Like if it's big crimes against humanity, there are drug traffickers. And they are custom heading to Trinidad. By the time reached now, where Trump intervened and put them, obliterate them, leaving a clear message, stop sailing the waters. So it is a protection to our national security. Why did not people emphasize that instead of emphasizing 11 people get blown up, 11 people get blown up? Emphasize how it has been help to our national security. So I stand with Kamala Prasad Bisesa 100%. Yes. Let them do the things at their own risk. And don't try to look for no assistance with their wicked plans. So people need to stop this calling in and talking about 11 people blow up. It is what it is. Call a spade a spade. It has already happened. And you and I feel much more comfortable that it will deter them to a extent, because Trump, anytime you see them again, he'll blow them up. So let them learn the lesson. It's our own protection of our country and our nation. I don't know if you could recall, where I think it was last year, we had about $165 million in cocaine was coming in to Trinidad. With about $9 million in marijuana. I don't remember that news. And years ago, we had $600 million, over $500 million in the Trinidad Great Britain. Yeah. I said that to tell you, look, the drugs have been coming into this place for the longest while. Yes, and that ship there, that vessel was heading to Trinidad again. It's a common thing. We have to get rid of them. I stand with Kamala. Ubex, that is the business.
Okay.
Folks, we're going to take that break.
Yeah, right.
In the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Back with you. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. It's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, when you join us, do your WZYE civic duty. Share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. 868-1444.
I have a call.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a call, Walls.
Yeah, you can take it.
Caller, you live. Caller, you live.
Hello?
Good evening. You're live.
Good night, Uncle Tom and Professor Wall. Why we had to be afraid of Venezuela? I want to find out with this. Why we had to be afraid of Venezuela? Everybody know Venezuela are more powerful than we, and they could beat me up at here. But we know America could beat them up. Not so? Or England and NATO and all who supported it. And anytime they try to interfere with we, that's why Kamala not afraid of them. That is a reason for America to finish them. America are glad for that. Let them put that adinament. Put that adinament here. But this Delcy and them foolish talking a pack of stupidness. Put that adinament here and give America the reason what they really want to do. So this fear with these PNMI's people, Rowley and Imbut and all of them in the background, trying to frighten for Venezuela. You have America, England, the whole Commonwealth, and you said, why we must free in Venezuela? Yeah, man. You see the PNMIs people? You see what's going on in the URP and the CPEP, Uncle Tom and Wall. Yeah, these PNM people so wicked that if Canada and them only continue and ain't clean up that, then you have to go in corruption. In order to run corruption, you have to be corrupted, you know. Not so what?
Correct is right.
To run corruption, you have to be corrupted. So you have to scrap CPEP and URP and all that and bring it back. And these people and them can't understand that. Imagine ghost gang, people getting money all over the world from Little Trinidad. And the PNMIs people, penny beckles, penny weak beckles, them say nothing wrong with that. Because she family had a set of contract all over. And I could tell you about ghost gang because I know about that personally. Ghost gang, man staying home and lying down in the bed and the money running in the bank for them. They had to give half to the contractor. Yeah, you know these people and them. Rather than this ghost gang and this thing run, they will and to clean it up. This PNM people. Have a good night, boy, fellas. Something ain't right with these fellas, man.
Thank you.
man.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me play this to you. Take a listen to this.
Tanku, PNM pretending to care about workers. Finance Minister Davendernath Tanku has defended the dismissal of 400 workers from the Unemployment Relief Program, URP, saying the opposition has no moral authority to criticize the move. In a post on social media a short while ago, Tanku wrote, "Reminder, in 2015 when PNM won elections, URP workers all were locked out of offices and immediately fired. No explanation, no notice, and not a cent by the same PNM that is pretending to care for workers today."
You all hear that? Let me play that again. Let me play that again. Them bunch of hypocrites. Them people who are 26.3% of black people living below the poverty line. That same one day, penny week beckers who gone up into Lavantil to give a guy who get 8 ones a laptop and some uniform and a bag. Penny, all you wicked and evil. All you don't like black people, Penny. That PNM, boy, listen, I'm from Lavantil, and I'm hoping that one day black people in Lavantil, Mova Lavantil, and environs wake up and see the PNM don't like them. They only like them when election comes around so they could go and stain their finger for the PNM. That is it. That is it. Listen to this.
Tanku did not give any further explanation when PNM won elections. In a post on social media a short while ago, Tanku wrote, "Reminder, in 2015 when PNM won elections, URP workers all were locked out of offices and immediately fired. No explanation, no notice, and not a cent by the same PNM that is pretending to care for workers today."
All in a sudden, Tommy. That's why I'm saying to the people, the best place for the PNM is in opposition. Because when they're in opposition is when they work the hardest. But when they're in office, cancel Christmas, cancel Carnival, and if you want to cancel emancipation, you can cancel emancipation too. Because they don't care, they do not care about you once they win office. But as soon as they're in opposition, I wonder when is the last time Penny went up to St. Barb's up in Lavantil, boy. I wonder when is the last time she went up there. Anderson, ask your family when the last time Penelope Week Beckles went up into Lavantil, up Lavantil, not Beatum, up in Lavantil. Ask that question for me, Anderson. Anderson, I'm not asking for a friend, I'm asking for myself.
Tanku did not give any further explanation as to why the workers were fired, if there was a financial component. The government's decision was confirmed on Wednesday by Rural Development and Local Government Minister Khadija Amin, who rejected claims the terminations were politically motivated. Amin said past governments had routinely fired all URP workers after elections, but this administration had not done so. Quite frankly, if we operated like the PNM, all of those people would have been sent home as soon as the election was finished.
We did not do that.
So, we're not victimizing anyone, Amin said. She added that audits uncovered widespread irregularities, including ghost gangs and employees paid despite not showing up to work. But at a meeting in Diego Martin on Wednesday night, opposition leader Penelope Beckles accused the UNC of hypocrisy. She told supporters that in addition to the 400 URP workers now dismissed, more than 300 CPEP contractors had been removed earlier this year. Beckles recalled that when the PNM took office in 2015, it retained CPEP contractors.
For me, what does she mean by earlier this year? She talking about after April 28th? I don't understand that one, huh?
That in addition to the 400 URP workers now dismissed, more than 300 CPEP contractors had been removed earlier this year. Beckles recalled that when the PNM took office in 2015, it retained CPEP contractors and workers despite their late entry under the then UNC government. And I wonder if you all know that the PNM honored those contractors. We didn't change, not one of them. We kept the employees. We kept the contractors. They come into office now in 2025, and they have short memories, and they get rid of not only the contractors that came in recently, but even those that were there before. Turning to Wednesday's URP terminations, Beckles said workers in all 12 regional corporations were affected, including 51 in Arima alone. Could you believe that in one day? What kind of shame? These people have any shame? You go and fire 51 people, she asked. Beckles also criticized Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessor's promise of love for the people during her swearing-in. How you just love people and fire them. How do you love single mothers and send them home, she asked. The government has maintained the cuts are part of efforts to address fraud and mismanagement in state programs, while the opposition has described them as heartless and unjustified.
Of course, that's what the opposition will describe it as. Because of all the ghost gang under you guys, right? People living on the trough of the government. No longer is that going to happen. No longer. Yeah. You know, Tommy, URP is unemployment relief program, right? They should change that name. That'll change that name.
What do you suggest they should call it?
Employment relief program.
Okay.
Yes, an employment relief program. And by the way, who started URP? The PNM?
That's what I'm thinking.
Who started CPEP?
PNM also.
That's a little voter bank for the PNM. Yeah? CV says, when the PNM out of office, they play dirty games. Urena says, PNM invented corruption since the time of the gas station racket and the lock joint project. Monica says, this is America. This is America. Blessed are the peacemakers. They shall be called the children of God. They shall be called the children of God. I forget to inform the 6.5. I will be ignoring some no dollars text. I don't know. Anyway, let me see if I have any other voice notes here. Yeah, I have a voice note.
Hi, Lord Jack Gamble. Thanks for the opportunity to share my views. Yeah? I don't know what it will take for some people to read the memo. Listen, the elections are over. Mr. PNM and Mr. UNC. It is over. Let's see how we can go forward now to do better. Mr. Imbert, oh gosh. Help Trinidad and Tobago now, please. Please. Don't do like the UNC and them now. Oh gosh, keep the thing burning. Please. All right? Now, my shock.
Tommy, since that fella calling here, you ever hear him or sending voice notes? You ever ask Mr. Imbo to help? You ever? No, I know I'm trying to, I'm trying to wait.
First time I hear him asking him to help.
I mean, what? Anyway, let me finish play there.
I was listening, was it last week? Host A talking about when my boy saying that, thing, put it in my words there, should be the same meaning. That he ain't getting nothing. He's a die-hard supporter. He did thing. And who say begging him, oh gosh, hold on now, things. You know that song, about, hold on now, don't worry yourself, thing will come. And I know this is what PNM and UNC fought against. Both of them talking about, oh, you only seen about your friends and your family and your supporters and your financiers. You understand? When the next one doing it, this one have a problem. And when that one doing it, and so it going. Big laughter, no? Big laughter. So I was shocked to hear him talk about, listen, your phone call is not the most important phone call. Oh gosh, the minister busy, I said, but wait now. This is the same man who was calling people and saying all kind of thing. And here he talking now about that your phone call is there, the minister have plenty thing to do. And here this man now, boy. Flip, flop. Yeah. All right. And of course, we go on past this boat thing already. Right? If it was real, I don't know. If it had drugs, if it had guns, I don't know. If it had 4 engines, I don't know. If it had 11 or 25 people, I don't know. I know some of the things that would have been reported. What I do know is that there's no way a boat in the open sea could get away if America, I ain't saying St. Lucia, I ain't saying St. Vincent, if America want to get that boat, all right? America wanted to get Saddam Hussein. They say he had weapons of mass destruction. Well, we're still waiting. All right? We're still waiting for the mass destruction and Saddam gone. All right? And what I have noticed is that people operating as if PNM and UNC are the only 2 parties in Trinidad and Tobago. So everything is PNM bad. UNC, they in power now, they in charge, anything. Listen to me. There are so many persons out there with so much that they can contribute. And I'm trying to understand the DMO. I'm trying to understand. This man who has operated in such a way that the world recognizes his thinking, his level of thinking to help us to fight the epidemic. That instead of 20,000 people died, instead of 10,000 people died, instead of 6,000 people died, see how small you could keep the number. Yeah? And he gone. What did he do wrong, boy? Hi. I think based on what I've been hearing and how things have been going, I think this platform need a timeout. Yeah, this platform. Bless.
Tommy, let's listen to the Minister of Education today in the post-cabinet briefing, he gave some very, very exciting news. Exciting news to me. News that we haven't known in Trinidad in over a decade. We haven't known this type of news. Take a listen.
I want to say that we have had a significant increase in attendance during this week. We had over 91% attendance by students in all schools. I also want to say that we were able to complete one of the most significant vocation repair programs. Over 271 schools were carded for repairs. All of them were completed.
Tommy, just imagine now. When was the last government in office? When did they go to office, Tommy?
April 28th.
271 schools needed to be repaired. Right? When did this new government come into office?
April 29th.
Wait, Tommy. Tommy, in April, May, June, July, August, right? We're going into the 5th month, right? September, right? You mean them repair 270 schools in like 5 months, Tommy? And the PNM was in office for a decade. And the school, remember St. George's? Remember in Bath area?
Yep.
Way boy. You know, people need to get the PNM an A+ for incompetence. A+. The kids are going to school now happy. And not only that, Tommy, but now there's police in schools. And here what they're talking now. Yeah, there was a fight in a school in Arima, right? And our parents slap a student. But it's my understanding, Tommy, the school in Arima do not have police officers.
Nope. And neither does Southeast Port of Spain either. And they claim that both of the schools need to be addressed.
And that wasn't, it was the TTPS, in my understanding, Tommy, who was the deciding factor is where they're going to put the police. That's my understanding, right? But if those schools need police, I'm sure they could find another 4 police, 2 in Arima and 2 in Southeast. They could find that.
Of course.
Ain't no problem. If you could fix 271 schools in 4 or 5 months, to find 4 officers, small thing. Let me continue to listen.
And along with that, parallel to that, we had over 170 emergency works. And so I think that from the reviews from our national PTA and from tutor and all the other stakeholders, we have significantly prepared all our schools for the education of our students as we welcome them back. I want to say too that I'm very thankful for the collaboration with the Ministry of Public Utilities led by Minister Padarat, especially the MTS led by Chairman Baran. MTS undertook one of the most significant repair programs in their history and in the history of education. And I want to say congratulations to them. They were stress tests and they came up to the standard. And they will continue to work in our schools to ensure that they maintain the infrastructure. This evening, I want to announce that the Cabinet has agreed to the upgrade of wireless access solutions for primary schools and secondary schools. This government has prioritized the integration.
Tommy, wireless
access solution.
Yeah, wait now, Tommy. I thought the school and them already had that in place. Well, maybe they had it and it wasn't working.
Maybe.
Oh, Father.
Of technology in schools. And this is to improve teacher training, to modernize the curriculum, and to prepare our students for the future. The use of technology in education allows for improved student productivity and leads to enhanced learning outcomes and efficiency. This project, implementing an upgrade of the wireless solutions at primary and secondary school, has a dual aim. It seeks to address the inadequate wireless connectivity across the nation's schools through the expansion of bandwidth at 125 government and government-assisted secondary schools and the installation of network access points at the 454 government and government-assisted primary schools.
Tommy, Tommy, Tommy,
Yep.
Tommy. Anytime you
Yes.
hear any PNM person saying, what is Kamala Prasad Processor doing? Send them this video. Because what did we say about education, Tommy? Education is in the book bag. Is that what it said?
Yep. The future of the nation's in the children's book bag.
I mean, listen. Gordon Dryden, PNM Red Fox. All you don't have to like the government. You don't have to. But you know what? You have to deal with the facts of the things that are happening. That didn't happen for the past 10 years. 271 schools in less than 6 months. Let's continue to listen.
Schools. And especially the expansion of bandwidth at all secondary schools will significantly increase internet coverage within those secondary schools. It will extend reliable wireless connectivity to a larger number of classrooms, laboratories, libraries, and other learning spaces. So that by broadening the reach of connectivity, this initiative will ensure that more teachers and students can actively participate in e-learning, e-testing, and other digital educational activities. And in doing so, it will create a modern learning environment that supports artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, and immersive computing. This project is complementary to the government's trust to supply all incoming Form 1 students with laptops for the 2025-2026 academic year. So as part of the project, the ministry will establish a national minimum internet bandwidth standard for all secondary schools, setting the baseline service at 500 megabytes per second download and 250 megabytes per second upload. And in addition to the installation of network access points at all 454 government and government-assisted primary schools, there will be a structured implementation of the cabling and commercial-grade wireless access points. And what does this do for us at the Ministry of Education? It will enhance and allow the Ministry of Education to remotely monitor and manage wireless access across all schools, ensuring functionality.
Tommy, you hear that? You hear that?
Yep. Yep.
I mean, Tommy, you know about that stuff. You know about that stuff.
Yes, sir.
I mean, and I can tell you, of course, from teaching at a university, and you're talking about internet and access to the internet. This is so important. So important. 10 years under the PNM. 10 years. A decade under them. 9.5 to 10 years under them. And they couldn't even come close to what this government have done in 5 months. Not even close. You know what? If the PNM went to the Olympics and they was giving out participation medals, they ain't even got a participation medal. Because they wouldn't even make the final to get a participation medal.
It will also allow schools to effectively communicate electronically with the Ministry of Education as we are moving to a more paperless communication. I want to move now to the recognition of students in the SEA exams.
I want you all to listen to this one attentively. Eh? Listen to this one attentively because I have a few questions. Listen to this one attentively. Tommy, before we go, I want to ask some questions. Eh? Folks, I left Trinidad a long time ago, and I just asked questions, right? I ain't sure. What district makes up Victoria? What district makes up St. George East? I have a general idea where St. George East could be. But I don't remember. Being I left Trinidad a long time ago, we had was to know them thing, Tommy. Tommy, do you know? Victoria. What district? What? Who makes up Victoria District? So, folks, help me put it in the chat. Who makes up Victoria District? St. George East. I already know about Caroni. All right? Because there are some numbers coming out of there that I just want to be able to do a little further analysis. That's it.
The Ministry of Education has resumed the recognition of the students who place in the top 200 positions.
Congress is helping homeowners pay for new.
Oh, man. Folks, sorry about that. They just put commercials on these things. There's nothing we can do about it.
For recognition from the results of the 2025 secondary entrance assessment. Now, in 2025, 17,870 students wrote the SEA exam.
17,000.
And the Ministry of Education has undertaken an analysis to highlight both individual and institutional excellence. The top 200 students have been identified, and in addition, the top 25 primary schools have been ranked. This approach reflects the best international practice by ensuring recognition of excellence, accountability for low outcomes, and fairness across schools of varying sizes.
So the PNM had stopped that, right? Did the PNM stop acknowledging these people? Folks, that's the next question. If they stop acknowledging the people because they don't want to know who was the top, who come first, or who come second, who come third, or anything like that, right? I'm asking the question.
Due to a tie for the 200 position, 201 students were placed in the top 200 positions. And the statistics go like this. Of the 200, 123 females represented 61.2% of the top 200 positions, and 78 males, 38.8%. The majority of students, as assessed from educational districts, 30% came from Victoria.
Okay, that's why.
25% came from St. George East.
All right. Since that, man, the man who's always on the ball, Caribbean Soul sent it for me. St. George East is a region located within the historical county of St. George in Trinidad, specifically the eastern portion of the island, and is also an administrative division for the Ministry of Education Educational District. The district includes the town of Tanapuna and serves as an education hub. I need a little more than that. Right, Tommy? How far down does it go? Does it include, if isn't there a St. George School in Barataria, Tommy? St. George's? So, wouldn't it go to Barataria? Okay, let's continue.
And Caroni Educational District, 21%. Tobago, 1%, and Northeastern, 3% remain on.
Northeastern. Tommy, what area will Southeast Port of Spain be in?
Southeast Port of Spain is definitely not east.
But what area would that be in? As an example. I don't know. Help us, folks. Help us. All right? Let's continue.
Underrepresented. 68.2% of 200 students attended denominational schools.
You hear that?
20.4.
You hear that? Listen to this.
Yep.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
21%. Tobago 1% and Northeastern 3% remain underrepresented. 68.2% of 200 students attended denominational schools, 20.4 attended private schools, and 11.4% represented government schools.
11.4%, Tommy, of government schools. Can you imagine that?
Yep.
Why? Okay, let's continue.
I know San
The
Fernando
top
is
25
Victoria.
schools were concentrated.
Say that again, Tommy.
San Fernando is Victoria. I knew that for sure.
Okay, Santon. All right. Okay.
George East 7, Port of Spain 7, Victoria 5, and fewer in Caroni Educational District 4 and St. Patrick 2. Those schools.
Okay, so Peter Herbert says Victoria West District is Claxton Bay to Sando. Victoria East is Coquille to Moruga. I didn't even know that. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Let me go back a little bit here.
25 schools were concentrated. St. George East.
Hold on.
The majority of students, as assessed from educational districts, 30% came from Victoria, 25% came from St. George East, and Caroni Educational District 21%. Tobago 1% and Northeastern 3% remain underrepresented. 68.2% of 200 students attended denominational schools, 20.4 attended private schools, and 11.4% represented government schools. The top 25 schools were concentrated: St. George East 7, Port of Spain 7, Victoria 5, and fewer in Caroni Educational District 4 and St. Patrick 2. Those schools were represented from southeastern or northeastern districts. The list of 25 schools featured strong representation from private preparatory schools and denominational schools. Denominational schools.
Tommy, you know, out of those 200, right? Only 22 came out of government schools.
Wow.
Think about it, 11%. Out of 200 top students in the country, 22 came out of government schools.
Schools included the Hindu schools, Presbyterian, and Muslim. In recognition of these outstanding achievements, the Ministry of Education proposes to host a recognition ceremony for the top performing students and schools. The top 200 students to be awarded certificates of excellence and commemorative tokens, while the top 25 schools will be awarded plaques in recognition of their outstanding institutional performance. This initiative will highlight the achievements of schools and students fostering a culture of excellence and encourage improvement across the educational system. It will hopefully motivate them to improve in their performances. I want to now recognize the top students and the schools that they came from. There was a three-way tie for the first position. Nicholas Dolly, Shagwana's government, Sanya Maharaj, Macaulay government, and Xavier Telesford was a homeschooler. And in the fourth position, Kailash Dial Singh from Exchange Presbyterian. And the fifth position, Ashlyn Ramkisoon from Jordan Hill Presbyterian. Thank you very much.
You see what happens when you get a P&M education or P&M miseducation. Mr. Florida, send this to me. Victoria, key details about Victoria County, location, southern Trinidad, linking the West Coast corridor to southeast. North borders on North Caroni County, south St. Patrick County, east Mayaro and the River counties, and west Gulf of Paria. Major towns San Fernando, Princess Town, Debe, Pinal, and Gasparillo. Okay. I learned something. You see, even me, I could learn. Yeah. So many people up in South doing good.
Yep.
People down in South doing excellent, man. Yeah. That's good though. All right. Tommy, have any voice note?
I don't see any new ones, but I'll keep looking.
Yeah, because you're so send my map. St. David, St. George's. Okay. I gotta do a little more homework on that, but well, you see, it's not just we just teach people, you know, we just learn too. You understand?
Yep.
So also coming out of that meeting today, Tommy, is the Inter-Ministerial Steering Committee on Cybersecurity and AI. The Cabinet approved an Inter-Ministerial Committee. Yeah, Mr. Florida.
Hey, good evening again, Mr. Anselm, Mr. Tommy, and everyone on the live. You know, everybody be safe until we meet Sunday. Mr. Anselm, you know, South people are always good people, you know.
Yeah, they ain't have nothing to do, so all they do is study.
Ask Mr. Tommy. Mr. Tommy is a man, is a brilliant man come out from the South, you know.
They study all the time, man. They're studying all the time.
No, but you know why the South don't really have the geographic areas like in town. They don't really have too much distraction now. You know, go to the mall and you know, but they don't really have the flashy and this and that like up in town, you know.
Oh. Okay.
So you know, children more traditional at home, playing area, and so that could be something too, you know. You know, sometimes the flashy lights and things just be nice, you know, but sometimes you know, children just want to be more outside than inside. But finally, you've seen something, so hopefully now this Minister of Education now, and I know he will concentrate on the schools that wasn't doing good, because all children have the capability to do well, but they just need that push. So everyone be safe until we meet Sunday. All right, guys? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so they have an inter-ministerial steering committee on cybersecurity and AI. The cabinet approved an inter-ministerial committee will have representatives from the Ministry of Homeland, Ministry of Finance, Office of the Attorney General, Office of the Prime Minister, Cyber and Social Media Unit of the TTPS, Financial Intelligence Unit of Trinidad and Tobago, and Trinidad and Tobago Cyber Security Incident Response Team. Okay, great, great. Yeah. So there are some other things that came out from the post-cabinet briefing today. Right, there was also a digital readiness assessment. Cabinet has approved a digital readiness assessment to undertake the following: establish a national digital baseline using international benchmark to position TNT as a leader globally, identify institutional, legal, infrastructure, and human capital gaps that hinder digital transformation, and monitor and evaluate indicators to track success across all ministries, leveraging regional and international frameworks. You could have ever read them things. When them fellas at post cabinet briefing, we get information about exactly what it is, they are discussed. But Tommy, before we go, folks, start putting your closing comments in the chat and your closing voice notes, and send your closing quotes as well. I want to just play a few minutes of this editorial here, folks. This editorial is very dear to me, okay? Very, very dear to me. Take a listen to this.
A gift from PNM political leader Penny Beckles that sends the wrong message to Laventil, an editorial by Professor Wall Street. Brandon D'Souza is a name that should inspire a nation. Attaining 8 CSEC Grade 1 passes is no small feat. It is a testament to perseverance, intelligence, and a refusal to be limited by circumstance. Brandon is one of Laventil's brightest sons, a beacon of hope for a community too often neglected and stereotyped. Yet, what should have been a moment to celebrate excellence in its purest form has instead exposed a troubling failure of political vision. Political leader of the PNM, Penelope Penny Beckles, in visiting Brandon to congratulate him, chose to reward this extraordinary young man with a low-cost laptop valued at approximately $300 USD and a few school uniforms.
Tommy, I ain't gonna lie to you. This hurt my heart, boy. And this is how the PNM does use people that look like them and people who does vote for them. You gone up there with a laptop, right? And I said, nah, boy. Let me see how much this laptop costs. Yeah? 300 US. And I went 2 places, eh? I went Walmart and I went Amazon. 2 places. That is what he deserves from Penny Week Beckles.
The optics are jarring. In a constituency described as a PNM stronghold, this gesture seems to say, we value your brilliance, but not enough to invest in it meaningfully. What message does that send to the children of Laventil, to Brandon himself, to a nation watching? Here are 10 reasons why this action is a bitter disappointment to the very people it was meant to uplift. 1. Devaluing academic excellence. Brandon's 8 Grade 1 passes deserved a scholarship, mentorship, or investment, not a budget laptop. 2. Missed opportunity for leadership. Beckles could have launched a Laventilla Excellence Fund or internship program. Instead, she chose a photo-op gift. 3. Symbolism over substance. The gesture prioritized optics over meaningful long-term support. 4. Reinforcing inequality. While students in affluent areas receive structured pathways to universities, Laventil's best are handed gadgets. 5. failure to inspire others. When the best effort only earns a basic reward, it discourages others from striving for academic greatness. 6. Short-term political gain. The move feels like shallow political branding rather than genuine nation building. 7. Neglect of community upliftment. Brandon's success should have sparked investment in schools, teachers, and youth programs in Laventille. 8. Tone deaf to community pride. This was an opportunity to honor not just a student, but a community's resilience. It failed to rise to that moment. 9. Missed national narrative. This could have been framed as a national success story, positioning Brandon as a youth ambassador for education. 10. Betrayal of a stronghold. For decades, Laventille has remained loyal to the PNM. This lackluster reward reads less like gratitude and more like complacency. Penelope Beckles should have understood the weight of the moment. Laventille needed to see that its young leaders are valued, nurtured, and empowered, not handed what feels like a token and a smile. Brandon deserved more than a laptop. Laventille deserved more than symbolism. And Trinidad and Tobago deserve leadership that knows the difference. In conclusion, the real cost of cheap recognition. This moment represents more than political miscalculation. It reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of what transforms communities and nations. When we fail to properly honor excellence from unexpected places, we perpetuate the very cycles of neglect we claim to break. Brandon's achievement is not just his own. It belongs to every teacher who believed in potential over postal code, every parent who sacrificed for books over bread, every neighbor who cheered from the sidelines. True leadership would have recognized that Brandon's success is not an endpoint, but a beginning, a chance to demonstrate that where you come from doesn't determine where you can go, but only if the systems exist to lift you higher. Instead, we witnessed a profound failure of imagination, a settling for the bare minimum when extraordinary circumstances demanded extraordinary vision. The tragedy is not just what Brandon didn't receive, but what Laventille's children learned from watching. They learned that even when you exceed every expectation, even when you prove that greatness can bloom anywhere, the reward system remains fundamentally unchanged. They learned that political loyalty buys you visits, not investment. They learned that being exceptional in a struggling community still leaves you exceptional but struggling. This is how we lose generations, not through dramatic failures, but through the quiet, persistent message that mediocre responses to magnificent achievements are somehow acceptable. If Brandon's 8th grade 1 passes couldn't move the needle on what Laventille deserves, what will? The answer should terrify anyone who truly cares about this nation's future. Leadership is not about showing up with gifts. It's about showing up with transformation. Brandon showed us what's possible when talent meets determination. Our leaders showed us what happens when opportunity meets complacency. The question now is which example will shape the choices that follow? A gift.
Tommy, that was very close to me, and it just shows you that the way the PNM thinks, right, is that all he is worth is a laptop and some uniforms in a bag. That is it. That is his worth. So what they have done is, I mean, anyway, it's just, I mean, I hope these people start to wake up and see the PNM really don't care for them. They don't care for them. They don't care for them. Yeah. Hear this one. Hear this one. You are a professor. You can design a special education program for Laventille and Senator Kamala. That's what he said. You hear him? You hear him? After 9 years in office, Tommy, 9 years in office, right? With the highest amount of black people living below the poverty line under the PNM. Yeah? But don't worry. Don't worry. Prime Minister will save you. Yeah? Don't worry. What is the next one saying here? I don't care what he is in politics, but whatever I'm proud of is a man of God first and make his mom and dad very proud and his church and nation. Yeah, you must wouldn't care Gordon, Judge, and Joseph, right? Because you are PNM, right? And you want to defend the incompetency of the PNM and penny weak backers. That's what you want to do. You want to defend that sort of weak showing. Yeah? Weak showing. But let me tell you something, eh? Let me tell you something, eh? Let me tell you something, eh? PNM Red Fox. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna show you something. Hold on, COP, hold on a minute. COP, hold on a minute. Let me tell you something, eh? Let me go solo on this one, Tommy, here. You know what? I go leave it alone. I ain't go back at it. I go leave it alone. Yes, COP, welcome.
sometimes you just have to stay quiet sometimes. Sometimes you have to leave them thing alone sometimes. But I find that was embarrassing and insulting, especially to show it in the media. To show it. In the beginning of that young boy career, they wasn't interested in giving him a laptop or even giving him an opportunity. In the beginning of his education, you see Kareem Marcel, that son, I put him over there.
Yeah.
If the PNM never give him that opportunity, give him a laptop or any support, any tender age growing up. You see what the Makandal Daga Foundation, because Makandal Daga was supporting the UNC.
Yeah.
You see the opportunity the Makandal Daga Foundation give Kareem Marcel.
Correct.
Today he is a lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today he is a lawyer because them give him a scholarship.
Yeah.
For community work, not for education qualification. Based on the community work he was doing. He got a scholarship. That young fella that get them all them passes and because of them feel they could just go and mama guide the family as in opposition now with a laptop. Why you didn't give him $100,000 to further his education?
Yeah.
Why you didn't give him an opportunity like that? Why you didn't give him a scholarship?
Correct.
Or $500,000.
Something.
5 past ex-minister put up $100,000. Probably all them Indian and the PNM could have do that because today there's billionaires.
Yeah, under the PNM.
And give that boy a family a better life. How will you choose something like that? But you going to give? You didn't want the country when that young boy was in Form 1. You didn't want because 15 years after he was in Form 1. You didn't want that young boy to get a laptop. They deny he from getting a laptop. And all they're going to give after he struggled through. After he struggled through.
COP, wait.
And then he passes.
COP, wait.
And they want to give the boy a laptop now.
Eh? Yeah.
Who the fooling?
Yeah, who the fooling?
That young boy, if it look like that young boy, mother and father have ambition.
Yeah.
Right? And that young boy, mother and father lie down in the bed after and say, look at how this lady naturally come to fool us. If all you think so.
Yeah.
If all you think so, mothers and fathers. Always just PNM until all that, but always one of the PNM. I applaud all you for carving that young guy in that direction. that the education qualification today now, the community smiling at him. The community smiling at him. But all of the PNM could do better than that. Than giving him a laptop. What a laptop is? What a laptop is? What was you? All they want him to watch blues in it? And to listen to that watch sex movie in it? Yeah. That what they giving him a laptop now? He reached 17, 18 years now. They'll give him a laptop to watch blues, Penny?
Give him a laptop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, when he needed the laptop, you didn't give it to him. Right? COP, excellent point. When he needed it, you didn't give it to him, you know, Tommy. Now you're going to give it to him. Eh? Now you're going to give him a cheap laptop. Oh, you're too wicked and evil. Folks, we're going to take that break. We'll be right back. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshit, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Back with you. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Let me say welcome to Hazra. Hazra Ali John, welcome to you. Hazra say it was just a photo opportunity. And Hazra, you are absolutely correct. You know, I'm not ignoring you, Hazra. I know Hazra is new here. You know, yeah, Tommy. Tommy,
Yeah.
do you think I was off base in my thinking? I'm asking you. Be honest with me. You think I was off base in my thinking? Or you think I'm a little too harsh?
No, listen. You call it as you see it, and you're on point.
Okay.
You're on point. They could have done better.
But Tommy, why can they just think? Tommy, why would you, as a political leader, not think before you go and go up there with a laptop and school uniform in our bag? Why?
They just want to take advantage of the opportunity to score some political points.
Right, so Hazra is correct then. That it was a photo op.
That's all it is.
Man. And you know what's sad, Tommy? You have people who trying to defend that happened. How could you? You Tommy? If something like that happened, and I have to, if I support any party, and I had to and I had to say about it, I say no about it.
You know, because but at the end of the day, when you really think about it, for such a stellar performance by a student, you're supposed to really be giving that student some true appreciation.
True appreciation. For me, something them don't value. Them do not value people like him. They don't. Right? Tommy, let me ask you a question before we go. What changes after she leave and Marcel leave and they have a uniform on a laptop? What changes for that family?
Absolutely nothing. Nothing.
I mean, I when I see that, I'm like, is that what they really do?
They should be presenting a plan to further his education.
Tommy, come up with some type of scholarship fund. Come up with something innovative.
Something meaningful.
Tommy, this is the top of the top, you know. Yeah, this is the top of the top, you know. Where's COP? COP.
Professor Walshit and Uncle Tommy, I want to say this before we look off.
Yeah.
For government, for Ministry of Education, to renovate 210 schools in 4 months.
71.
271 schools
Yes.
in 4 months. It shows the neglect for the past 10 years by the People's National Movement. How could you, in a country, spend over $70 billion, over $70 billion in the education system, and the government that just come in there 4 or 5 months now, renovate all them school and them? What did the People's National Movement, Penny? What did Gaspi Dolly and Keith Rowley, Faris Alwari, and Rohan Sanan and them did with taxpayers' money? In 4 months' time, Professor Wall Street, if you could have seen some of the videos on them and these renovations on them, it had sewers back up in toilets that the PNM government just wasn't fixing at all. Sewers leaking and them ain't fixing them thing at all. Today, the future of our education system, we show 270,000 schools renovated. That is a plus. We're supposed to applaud this administration for doing something like that. Even the mothers and fathers of the PNM, them know the children going to school now in a clean, smelly school, class of education, class of air conditioner, and all these things. Why you don't want that for the parents, for the children and them? Well, we want that. And that what happening now. Thank God for Tanti Kamala.
Thank God.
If you don't like she, well, they will stay right over there. Like she hates she now for the next 5 years, and then they go still win. The UNC will still win in 2030. Thank you.
Is a blessing. With this said, I extend warm Emancipation Day greetings on behalf of this administration to every citizen of this beautiful Twin Island Republic. Let us celebrate with pride. Let us reflect with purpose, and let us keep building a future worthy of those that went before us. May God bless us all, and let us remember that this administration is led by one of the greatest freedom fighters of this country, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, one that fought on our shores and even regional for freedom. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Wall Street, good night again to you and Uncle Tommy and to everybody out there. You know something is the hypocrisy with Gordon Maloney I can't take.
Yeah, Mr. Florida. We go get back to the voice note. Yeah, Mr. Florida.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be quick, Mr. Answer. Did they give the guy like a year or two free internet and paid like bill and internet?
Mr. Florida, you doing too much critical thinking, you know?
All right, Mr. Answer. Till we meet Sunday.
Tommy, he doing critical thinking. You had to
Yeah, the box.
Yeah? You had to be a madman. Let's get
Wall
into it.
Street, good night again to you and Uncle Tommy and to everybody out there. You know something is the hypocrisy with Gordon Maloney I can't take. You say that you're a man of God. You don't repeat what you hear the people say. But you come here tonight with your nasty PNM propaganda about what Jack Warner say, right? But I want you to remember what Jack Warner got sued for and lost big time. You keep repeating it like some corner house, you know what? You keep repeating it. You know what? You're nothing but a disgusting human being to repeat lies like that. And again, I will ask you say you're a man of God, but remember what God said about bearing false witness. You should be ashamed Ashamed to call yourself a man of God. People like you make people turn away from the church. And I want you must listen to that song by Patsy Cline, Dear God. Take a good listen to it. You go to church on a Sunday, and all the vows you're making, you break it on Monday. The rest of the week, you do as you please, and then come Sunday morning, you pray on your knees. Gordon Joseph, you're a mocking pretender.
Thank you.
Wow. Too much energy on Gordon.
You have any voice notes there, Tommy?
No, I don't see any.
Okay. Let me play my closing quote, then I'll get any quotes here. Oh boy. For me, I was fascinated by that education thing there that happened, man. 271 schools, man.
Day, Father, September. God, good morning. Today is Thursday, Father, September 11th. Here I stand before you, grateful for life and for another dawn. Take my thoughts, quiet my heart, and set my steps toward your purpose for my life today. Walk with me, Lord. Light my path, guide my choices, and keep my eyes fixed on what is right.
You know, Tommy, why I didn't respond to that comment is I remember listening to this first thing in the morning, you know. This was playing here. I remember that, you know. You understand? So,
All right.
So those are the things that give me the inspiration to, you know, think before I
Yes.
open my mouth.
You have to.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Take my thoughts, quiet my heart, and set my steps toward your purpose for my life today. Walk with me, Lord. Light my path, guide my choices, and keep my eyes fixed on what is right. Let no shadow of insecurity paralyze me. Fill me with courage, balance, and serenity. Turn the weight into strength, the doubt into faith, and all weariness into renewed hope. Bless my work, my projects, and every encounter today. Guard my family and surround our home with your peace. I declare a day of good news, the right opportunities, and solutions that arrive at the perfect time. May my actions reflect your love, and may I be an instrument of light and comfort wherever I go. In Jesus' name, amen.
From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, what I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
John Adams says, thanks be to God that he gave me stubbornness when I know I'm right. Also, John Hancock says, a chip on the shoulder is too heavy a piece of baggage to carry through life. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. You, the man in the mirror, you must become that change you want to see. However, if you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Love you all. Be safe. Be good. And we'll see each other on Sunday, God willing. Good night.
For me, let me give the people a heads up. I may not be here on Sunday, Tommy, because my wife, best friend, passed away yesterday. So a funeral is on Sunday in Brooklyn. So I'm going to be in Brooklyn. So I wouldn't be here on Sunday. So Tommy will have a guest host. Let me play this last voice.
Yeah, time for closing comments. All right. So another night of we versus them and PNM and UNC, good. They living just outside of Heaven's Gate. And PNM, bad. They living right next door to hell. Listen, there must come a time when we could say, hey, remember what Stalin said. Hey, remember what merchants say. We had things to fix. We had things to get right. Okay? And this naive kind of operation that some people feel, hey, everything will be all right and everything, and you ain't put one bloody thing in place. 9 years, 9 years, all you're doing is fighting one another, fighting one another. So obviously when you come in now, you're now trying to do this, you're now looking at this, you're now looking into that, you send home all these people. You were talking about corruption all the time. You couldn't sit down and say, okay, we could do this. If we get in, we go do that. All right, we go fix this. This is what we will do, this other, rather than this kind of knee-jerk kind of thing and have people under bloody pressure. Eh? You say that you coming to fix, you coming to make it right, everybody win. Eh? All these people win. Eh? What does health man do? What did this health man do? The man so qualified, the man did such a great job that the world sent all kind of commendation and thing for him. I'm bossy through just because he worked with Mr. Rowley, or just because, no, sorry, not Mr. Rowley, Dr. Rowley, or just because he helped this country. Eh? Help us so that instead of 2010, instead of 10-5, it could have been so much worse. Yeah, it has somebody else who might have been able to do a better job. But at the point in time, this is what he did, and everybody recognized it, except the UNC people. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. It have a God, you know. And you see, if you ain't fix what you do wrong, it will come back and bite you in the... Yeah. Good night, folks.
Donna Alexander says, when you start to realize that God got your back, you stop stressing over people who turn their backs on you. Good night. Take care. Thank you, Donna. That is it right there. Let me go to the chat and see. Batman says, have to get some earmuffs when Gordon come on. Sheesh. Miss Santa Cruz says, well said. He's nobody at home, so he comes here looking for attention and relevance. Is anybody home? Mr. Intellectual said, this is how Mr. Maloney gets the attention. The only place where he has a voice, you can tell when a man has no say in his home or business. They take advantage of the place where his voice is. Oh, God. So we gave him a voice. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me go to the closing comments. Caribbean Soul says, wearing cheap clothes doesn't mean you're broke. Remember, you have a family to feed, not a community to impress. Correct is right. Cool Runner says, be the change you wish to see in the world, Gandhi. Yeah, that's a good one too. I like that one too. Miss Santa Cruz goes in, we need leaders not in love with money, but in love with justice. Not in love with publicity, but in love with humanity. Martin Luther King. Yes. Mr. Intellectual said the power to think is worth more than any amount of money. Any idiot can transform himself if only he can recognize his condition. That fella says everybody knows that is fake news. Everybody didn't know that was fake news. So I had this thing here start for Hajra. She has them scared. Every other politician telling PM to back off and sending threats. Why this wasn't done with the previous administration? What the big boys have to hide? Was there a payoff made to the previous administration in some way or another to be in big boys club? If any time is now for the nation to pull together to get our nation back to what we know it can, why it is so fractured? Thank you, Hajra. Okay. Yeah, you get that. Yeah. Hajra says 9/11. I remember 9/11 today. firefighters, first responders, and civilians, we never forget. Good night. I'm Curtis John's wife, Elsa. Good night again. Hey, as you walk, yeah, welcome, boy, welcome. Wonderful. Mickey the Ghostwriter says, Wall Street, why do you allow this fellow Gordon to antagonize people? He's a very confused individual. Yeah, I mean, you know. Yeah, I know. Miss Santa Cruz says, COP, I don't have proper device for that. COP does a good job. Yeah, we go talk to Miss Santa Cruz. All right, folks, we are out of here. We see you on Sunday, same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. We out of here. Bye-bye.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day,